Now, I've been trying to wrap my head around this for quite some time. And I've gotten a little farther with it. But the thing I'm trying to wrap my head around is we got a Nazi commander-in-chief filling his cabinet with actual Nazis, including the head of the Department of Defense, Pete Hegseth, which actually goes to like a Nazi church, which is apparently a thing. I don't know what Jesus would say or who Jesus would hate, because if Jesus existed, Jesus was woke. But I've been trying to wrap my head around, okay, so we got Nazis at the helm that are absolutely all in on their support for Israel, which, if you didn't know, is the nation of the Jews, who historically Nazis hate. Trying to wrap my head around that. While I'm trying to wrap my head around that, thank you for subscribing and liking and commenting and all of that. Giving us 5 stars on all the podcast platforms, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you're at. Thank you. Thank you very much. So I've been trying to wrap my head around it. I started to get a little bit of information, trying to wrap my head around the information that I got. And then, usual thing, I'm doing my coffee, making my coffee first thing in the morning. I start flipping through the independent news channels on YouTube, and the political girl, you'll see it. You'll see her logo. I kept her logo in. She had this guy on, an expert in these religious ideas, and he described it, and she described it the best that I could have understood it. And their support for Israel is the most anti-Semitic thing I've ever heard. Watch the clip.
Israel's biggest enemy to the Christian Zionists, then they can claim this war is ordained by God because it protects his people, which in that context is the Jewish people. But the Jewish people themselves are just, as I understand it, a means to an end for the Christian Zionists, because in their mind, Jewish people are supposed to either convert to Christianity or die in that final holy war, or both, before the prophecy is fulfilled. So Christian Zionists are basically what people often refer to as a death cult, who want to bring about Armageddon, as somebody said, by packing enough Jewish people into one place as a sacrifice to summon God. Does that seem real to you?
Fact checked true for many Christian nationalists. Not all. There's a rift here, but there definitely is. The technical term is called dispensationalism. That's the fancy term for this. Okay. And it ties directly into the modern Christian Zionist attitude. The TLDR pretty much goes something like this. In the Bible, in Genesis 12:3, Abram is told by God that whoever blesses Abram, which is the father of the Jewish people in the Bible, God says, whoever blesses you, I will bless. Whoever curses you, I will curse. People like Mike Huckabee, ambassador to Israel, is also a Christian Zionist. They hang on that phrase and go, therefore, because we believe that ancient Israel is the same thing as today's modern Israel, we have to bless, aka support Israel no matter what, or else God will curse us. And also, God has a special plan for the Jewish people, and that means returning to their homeland and certain other prophecies being fulfilled that then usher in the end. To your point, though, this belief is inherently anti-Semitic, because at the end of time, the Jewish people are either erased as a people and convert to this version of Christianity, or they are slaughtered in the war.
So basically, they support the Jews, so the Jews will either convert, get slaughtered, or burn in the lake of fire forever. That's the thing. Now, suddenly it makes sense. Now, I'm down with the Semites. See, the wife is Ukrainian, as such, nothing scares me. Now, the reason she's here is because of her Jewish heritage. They allowed a lot of them to leave in the 70s during the Cold War. It was not very popular here because Ukraine was part of the Soviet Union, so Ukraine was just the Ruskies at that time. It was not very popular. I recall when it happened. But if it wasn't for anti-Semitism, I would never have met my wife. She would have never been allowed to leave the Soviet Union. So I guess I have mixed feelings. Anti-Semitism. But, so pay attention to this going in. Their support for Israel is to bring about the demise of the Jews so Jesus will come back. And I suggest jump over to the politics girl and see this full video. It's like, are we in a holy war? It was the video. And watch the whole thing. There's a lot to it. There's a lot to it. A lot more than the clip that I borrowed. It is twisted. And of course, the guest lays out that the commander-in-chief, and she lays it out too, actually, both of them lay it out. Trump's not a religious man, but he will use religion. He will accept the evangelical support because it keeps him in power. And that's all he cares about, is power. And we need to take away his power. We need to make him the most powerless individual till he's sitting around shackled and cuffed in The Hague, tried for war crimes. Michael Carell from the WTH News Network. If you like our take on the news, hey, thank you for subscribing. Thanks for liking our take so much that you subscribed and liked and commented. All of these things help out. We're in this together. I'm going to do my part. I'm going to do news every chance I get, whether I'm out working, whether I'm picking my kid up, or whether I'm chilling in the backyard. All of my free time is about news right now, because that's what I think the world needs more of. We need more independent news. So I'm going to do my part. You do your part. All it takes is some thumbs, man, or some fingers. Let your fingers do the walking, y'all. And if you got that reference, you old. And you belong over here on Gen X social media, or Gen X independent media. I'll see you next time.